I just got my Tamron 150 to 500 millimeter lens. This is for Sony E-mount, so it's a 5.6.7. I'm super excited about this because I do love shooting wildlife kinds of things. I love shooting wildlife and birds. I think it's just a fun thing to do. And so I've been very excited to get this. I still have my A7 RIII. I'm thinking about the A1. I haven't quite decided yet, but love both these platforms of Canon and Sony. But anyway, I am excited to open this up and to look at this lens and get an idea of what we've got here. So this is the 150 to 500. It dropped today. So it is available in stores today. I think it's about $1,300. I always forget those prices. They don't stick in my mind very well, but which is a very affordable, high-end telephoto lens. So that is excellent. Man, for a lens that size, 150 to 500, that is so small. It's very compact. I do love the fact that Tamron does this. It puts the, they've got that Arca Swiss on the mount itself. So you got it right on the lens. You can throw it right onto a tripod, be able to use it directly from there. But really the thing about this that is probably the most exciting is the internal stabilization on this gives you the ability to hand hold it in a lot of situations. And hand holding a 500 millimeter lens is pretty, I mean, that's difficult. But when you've got stabilization both in the camera and in the lens, that makes it much more achievable. And this certainly has that ability, which is super exciting. Got a lot of different things going here. I do, you know what? Yeah, I had heard these buttons were easier to deal with and to change, and they are. I can do that really easily. That's nice. There's just a little larger opening there, it looks like. So I can get in there and I can move those around a little easier. That's really nice. Love the collar. Of course, you need a collar on a lens this size, so you can go vertical, horizontal off the plate when it's on the camera, off from the yoke on the camera, which is very nice. And at 500, that is just a nice compact lens size. It's excellent. I mean, beautiful setup here. It does have a locking mechanism, so you can lock it to where you want it. And so whatever millimeter you're working on, you can lock it off from that barrel. And then of course you can bring it in, you can lock the lens itself if you want to just keep it from being able to go out. I mean, this is a lens that really, who would use this lens? It's any kind of sports application, soccer. I mean, if you have children in sports, I had a daughter in gymnastics, had a daughter in soccer, had a daughter just doing all different types of sports applications. This kind of a lens is compact enough, you can carry that with you. It's inexpensive enough that you can make that investment and be able to have something you really use in those situations. Gymnastics, soccer, football, all those kinds of sports. This is a sports lens. When I shot soccer with Sony out in New Jersey, we were on that 150 to 600 millimeter lens. So these are the lenses that we were using. So this is a great application there, and on that E-mount. So it's made for that full frame. I mean, obviously on an APS-C sensor, it's going to be more like a 700 millimeter at the far end of the telephoto, which is really nice. About maybe 750, just a guess there a little bit. But so on an APS-C sensor, that's going to really reach out there. It certainly has a great lens hood. What do we got there? Do we have any questions coming in, Julian? Not yet. Oh, I had heard this. It has a kind of a rubberized circle on the outside of this. Just makes it a little easy to grab a hold of and a little flexible. I like that a lot. That's going to work really nicely on there. And even that, my word, I can't even get it on. There. That's a nice setup. I'm just really impressed with how compact it is. I mean, that's just so incredibly compact. When you're going into 500 millimeters, that is just amazing to me. So, a lot of other things about the lens that are interesting. I mean, I got a couple of things here I'll look at. Talk to the Arca Swiss plate, zoom locks. I mean, you have really fast autofocus with this, and that is the one thing I really want to look at. I want to get this on my Sony and just play with that autofocus and see how quickly it focuses and tracks. I'm excited to go out and shoot some animals with it and be able, not shoot some animals, be able to photograph some animals with it. and be able to just see how the eye tracking and everything works off of the Sony for in animal mode and also in people mode if you're doing soccer or any kind of a sport. It's a great application. Sony has incredible autofocus, and of course the A1 is really incredible. I've shot on the A1 several times now and really love the autofocus on that, so I'm excited to see how this works on it. I think we're going to be shooting this on an A7 R4 to be able to just see exactly how it works in that A7 R4 mode. So excited to get out, take it out and shoot, see what it's going to do. Incredible offering. I do love that, you know, the other lens I was thinking about out there, there's the, in the Canon line, they got this F11 version of long telephoto. I love these, even though it's a variable aperture, I love the fact that you've got a wide open 5 on this, and that's really great. At 6.7, even at 500 millimeters, you really have a shallower depth of field, and I think that makes a big difference. A stop and a half is a huge difference, and it really makes things, isolates your subject much better. And get in a little closer, background falls way out of focus, just really nice.
What's the price, it says?
So the price on this is about, I just got a question, the price is about $1,300, and yeah, it's just about $1,300. That's really an incredible price for a lens of this quality and for that size for telephoto. It really makes it achievable for most people if you want to use this for even, you know, personal applications like kids soccer and things. It gives you a lens to be able to do that with and not feel like you have to spend a fortune for it. So it's excellent.
How easy or hard is it to get the replacement for the focus rubber?
I'm talking about the focus rubber on the top of this.
I don't know.
Said how easy or hard is it to replace? This is built into the lens. It feels very, very sturdy to me. You're talking about the focus rubber on the front of this, maybe? There's both a rubber ring around the front of the lens here, and I don't know the answer to that, how easy that would be to replace. I would guess you're not going to have to replace it very often, but if you do, I'm sure you can find the part. It certainly has that same rubber ring on the front of this, which is very nice. This is nice because having that rubber on the end means that if you hit the end of this, if it drops, you're not dinging and bending the end of your lens. It just gives you a soft rubber, which is really a nice application. But if they made this that way, and I'm positive you can find that without any problem. Can't imagine you couldn't.
The grip rubber. That's what he's saying, the grip rubber.
Oh, this grip rubber. I've had to replace mine once on a lens, and it's easy. You send it in Tamron, they take care of it. It's not a big deal. You can buy it and do it yourself, but I found that if this starts to get a little loose, and I had so rarely had that issue, but I took a hairdryer to one of mine once and just lightly hit it with a hairdryer, and it shrunk back up, and it was fine. But not too much. You don't want to heat your lens up, overheat your lens, but just hit it with a little bit, and it'll shrink back up. Tamron would tell you to send it into them and have them do it. I'm sure they would, and that would be much smarter. All right, so there's the new 150 to 500 millimeter lens, and check it out. Drop today, which means it's in the stores today. You can pick it up. We'll be doing a full review on this. I'm going out hopefully to photograph the condors over in the Vermilion Cliffs in southern Utah, which I'm super excited to do. I've always been in love with condors and their plight, and so excited to see them coming back again, which is very exciting to me. So we're going to go out and photograph and just see what we can get. All right, so keep those cameras rolling. Keep on clicking. So it looks like we're still live, still broadcasting.